In a small town, there was an old arcade that had been abandoned for decades. Locals whispered about a cursed game, Charlie's Challenge, that had caused a group of kids to vanish mysteriously in the 1980s. The arcade was swiftly closed, and rumors of a curse began to spread. Years later, 3 friends, Aiden, Lucy, and Ben, decided to explore the abandoned arcade after hearing about the haunted game from a local. Thrill seekers by nature, they were drawn to the mystery. On a stormy night, they broke in through a broken window, the air thick with dust and the smell of mildew. Flashlights in hand, they navigated the dark aisles of decrepit machines until they found Charlie's Challenge. "Should we really do this?" Lucy whispered, her voice wavering with uncertainty. "It's just a game," Ben said, trying to sound brave. "Let's see what the fuss is about." Aiden inserted a coin into the slot, and the console flickered to life with a low, unsettling hum. The screen glowed a sickly green, and a distorted, eerie tune played. The character Charlie appeared on the screen, his pixelated face grinning unnaturally wide. The game started off simply, with Aiden maneuvering Charlie through basic mazes, collecting coins and dodging traps. But as he advanced, the atmosphere changed. The mazes grew darker, the monsters more menacing, and the music more distorted. Charlie's smile seemed to grow with each level, his eyes becoming disturbingly lifelike. Suddenly, the screen glitched and went black. The friends exchanged nervous glances. The console then sparked back to life, displaying a grainy, black and white video of the arcade, showing Aiden, Lucy, and Ben standing right where they were. "What the hell?" Lucy exclaimed, panic evident in her voice. Aiden frantically pressed buttons to turn off the game, but nothing worked. The video zoomed in on their faces, capturing their fear in stark detail. Then, the camera panned to the back of the arcade, where a shadowy figure stood. A tall, gaunt man with hollow eyes and a twisted grin, just like Charlie's. The figure began to move towards them, slowly at first, then faster, breaking into a sprint. Terrified, Aiden, Lucy, and Ben turned to run, but the arcade had transformed. The once familiar aisles now stretched endlessly, shifting like the mazes in Charlie's Challenge. They ran, flashlights barely cutting through the dark, their hearts pounding. A low, rasping voice echoed through the arcade, repeating, "Come play with me. Come play with me." Ben was the first to fall. He tripped over a loose cable and hit the ground hard. The shadowy figure closed in quickly, and Ben's scream filled the arcade before fading into silence. Aiden and Lucy ran faster, tears streaming down their faces. But the figure was relentless. Lucy stumbled, her flashlight slipping from her grasp and shattering on the floor. Aiden grabbed her hand, but it was too late. The figure's cold, bony fingers wrapped around Lucy's arm, and she screamed as she was dragged into the darkness. Aiden didn't stop running. He could hear the figure's footsteps behind him, closing in. He burst through a back door, stumbling into the cold night air. He kept running until he reached his car, hands shaking as he fumbled with the keys and sped away. The game was real, the curse was real, and his friends were gone. Aiden never spoke of that night again, but he was haunted by the memory of Charlie's twisted smile and the screams of his friends. Years later, the arcade was demolished, replaced by a shiny new shopping center. Yet, on stormy nights, some locals swore they could still hear a faint, distorted tune playing and the whispers of a low, rasping voice saying, "Come play with me."